Hey guys, welcome to Natalie Clarice's YouTube channel, the educational channel for love, dating, and relationships, where I help women understand how men think and what real men want. Whether you are navigating the dating scene, working on self-love, or looking to establish healthy connections, you're definitely at the right place. I share respectable dating advice, winning dating advice, real dating advice. I like to say that my dating advice is not for all women because unfortunately, all women are not ready for this advice. This is smart dating advice for smart women. Again, welcome, and if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you are reoccurring, thank you so much for coming back. And with that being said, let's get into it. But before I get into it, I have to, share with you all my newest recipe, right? Okay, so here we go. First of all, how many of you like lemonade? I love lemonade, okay? It's super refreshing, so I love it, all right? However, I have a recipe for creamy lemonade. You know, creamy lemonade? Oh my God. The first thing you will do, first of all, is lemons. You need at least like 5 lemons, right? And you're gonna squeeze the juice out of it, of course, all right? And then it should look like this. Once you do that, you're gonna get your Eagle brand, which is this, Eagle brand, and you're gonna put a can of Eagle brand in this lemon juice that you have squeezed, okay? Once you do that, you're going to blend it, okay? All right, so it's gonna blend just like that. You're gonna just blend it. Just how it's doing. You're just gonna blend it really, really good, okay? Just let it blend, let it blend, let it blend, okay? Until it becomes creamy, all right? So it's just blending, as you can see. Let it blend. And then once you do that, you're going to pour your lemon juice into this glass bottle, just like what you see here, all right? Your lemon juice and your Eagle brand. All right, so the Eagle brand is like sticking a little bit, so I'm gonna just whip it in here like that. And then, when I tell you, it is so good, so good. And once you do that, right? Once you do that, you're gonna get some water, and you're going to pour just like a half of water inside this glass. And I know y'all are not able to really see this, but then once you do that, it should look like this, right? After you do that, right, we have some ice cubes. We're gonna put a couple of ice cubes inside this as well, okay? All right, there we go. Then, me personally, what I do, I actually put the top on it like this. I put the top on it and I just shake it up really good. Just shake it up. This is so refreshing, I'm telling y'all. This is the most refreshing, delicious drink ever, okay? If you're one that likes lemonade, you're gonna love this creamy lemonade. So good. And once I do that, I pour it into a glass. There you have it. Oh my God. So good. Try it. You're gonna love it. It is really, really good. Now that I got that out the way, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, guys. you do know that there are 5 stages to establishing a healthy, meaningful relationship, okay? There are 5 stages that you must go through, okay, before you can really say that you have something special, something meaningful, something solid, that something is real love, okay? If you do not go through these 5 stages, most likely it is very impossible for you to create or establish or maintain a healthy, meaningful relationship with your partner, okay? Every stage is necessary, okay? Every stage is necessary. I want to repeat that, okay? Because you must go through all 5 stages, okay? Relationships do not happen overnight. They do not happen in 10 days. They do not happen in 30 days. They do not happen in 60 days. And they do not happen in 90 days. Relationships are built over time, okay? Relationships takes trial and error. There's a lot that you need to learn about a person before you can really say that you have something solid, okay? The first stage in a relationship, first and foremost, the first stage in a relationship is the, romance stage, okay? The first stage is the romance stage, all right? The romance stage is the stage that everybody go through, okay, when they first get to know somebody. This is the stage where, oh my God, he is perfect. He's amazing. Where have you been all my life? I did not know men like this still exist. Oh my God, I was so blessed to find this man. I can't believe he is in existence. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe I found someone like this. He's amazing. Love is in the air, okay? This is the first stage everybody go through when they meet someone. It's like paradise. It's like, wow, is this real? Pitch me. Am I dreaming? You mean to tell me I found someone like this? Where have you been all my life? Every relationship starts there, okay? This is the fantasy stage, okay? This is the stage that you see in the romance books, all right? This is the stage that you see like, this could not happen to me, all right? This is the stage that everybody will go through when they meet someone, all right? Period, all right? You're not going to get past this stage. This is the first stage, the romance stage, the love is in the air stage, okay? So I repeat, this is the first stage of the 5 stages. Then you have the reality stage, all right? Whoa. This is the reality stage right here, okay? This is when you realize that your guy is a human being with flaws, okay? This is where you realize, oh my God, he's not perfect. Oh my God, he has flaws. I can't believe that he's not perfect. How is it that he has flaws? Okay? This is where it kicks in, like he's just a human being with flaws, all right? This is the time that you're going to recognize things that are not so attractive to you anymore. This is the time that you're going to recognize flaws that are a turnoff, okay? This is the time that you're going to decide, do I want to deal with these flaws or do I want to try to make this work, okay? Now keep in mind, nobody is perfect, okay? Because everybody's going to have flaws. That's just a part of life. Neither one of us on this earth is perfect. God did not make a perfect person, all right? So he's going to have flaws, okay? But you have to base his flaws on, is this something I could work with, I can deal with, or is this something that I'm not going to be able to handle, okay? You have to evaluate his flaws, okay? Because some flaws are workable. You could literally see a guy with some flaws and it's just like, okay, but I know we can work this out, okay? I just need to tell him that this is not gonna work, or he needs to change this, or he needs to change that, all right? And things work out fine, okay? Then you have some flaws that are like, oh no, this is not gonna work for me, okay? So when you and your guy come together and you finally in this reality stage, okay, reality phase of the relationship, you just have to identify these flaws and decide if it's something that you can work with, okay? And decide if the relationship is something that you want to continue to remain in by working through these flaws, okay? Because I repeat, remember, everybody's gonna have flaws, okay? That's just a part of it, okay? You just have to decide if the flaws are something that you want to work with him on, okay? Remember that, all right? So keep that in mind. Flaws is a part of it. Nobody is perfect, okay? The third stage is the disappointment stage. Now, this is the power struggle stage, all right? This is the stage that most couples break up, okay? This is the stage that most couples do not get through, okay? Because you're fighting for boundaries. You're fighting for power. You're fighting for, respect, okay? So this is the stage that is very, very difficult because most times this is called the distress stage, okay? This is the stage where you define unacceptable behavior, all right? This is the stage where you see things that your partner is doing and is totally unacceptable, okay? And you know for a fact that if he do not change this behavior, your relationship is not going to survive with him, okay? This is the phase that when you see things that are totally unacceptable, you must address it, okay? And if your partner cares for you enough, he's going to change the behavior, all right? Now, this is the stage, as I said earlier, that most couples, all right, tend to break up in, all right? This is the stage that couples seem to get stuck in, all right? This is the stage where couples seem to turn their back towards each other because they're not willing to fix the issue, all right? And like I said before in my previous messages, if you're in a situation or in a relationship with a guy, and when you all get to this third stage, which is called the power struggle stage, the distress stage, okay? And that guy is not willing to check his behavior when it comes to you in order for the relationship to survive, that's because he's not that invested, all right? Because when a man really, really see you as his future, okay? See you as someone that he really wants to be with, all right? It's just a matter of them changing their behavior for their relationship to survive, okay? Or for him to make you happy, okay? It's just a matter of him making adjustments in his behavior so that you guys' relationship can remain in a positive zone, all right? So again, when you get to this third stage, which is the power struggle stage, which is the distress stage, all right? And you guys can't seem to get out of this stage, okay? And you decide to break up in this stage, that's because your relationship was never solid from day one, okay? Because relationships do not break up, all right? Because it gets to the distress stage, okay? If it's real, put it like that. If your relationship is real, okay? Your man is not going to break up with you. If anything, your man is going to fix himself, all right? So, I repeat, this is a very, very difficult stage because, again, most couples break up during the stage, all right? They just can't seem to, compromise. They can't seem to come to an agreement. They can't seem to, change bad behavior. And as a result, most times you go your separate ways, all right? Which shouldn't be if your relationship is really a solid relationship, all right? Because again, the stages are very, very important because you're going to go through all of these stages before you land something very special and something very meaningful, okay? So I repeat, the power struggle stage is a very important stage because this is really going to identify the stability of your relationship, okay? This is really going to tell you how invested your guy is into you or into the relationship, okay? This is really going to show you, this stage is really going to show you how much your guy really cares, okay? And I repeat, if he really cares, okay, he's going to change the behavior. If he don't care, the behavior will continue, all right? And this is where it all ends, okay? This third stage, okay? The third stage is where it all ends because it's called the power struggle stage, all right? It can't survive, okay? Because again, your guy is not willing to do what is necessary to make things work, all right? Unfortunately, all right? And then you have couples that get through this stage, okay? Because like I said, it is a stage that is full of disappointments. It's a stage that is, again, you're fighting for power, you're fighting for boundaries, you understand? You're fighting to create boundaries, okay? You're fighting for your respect, okay? And you're not tolerating disrespect, okay? And it just brings a lot of commotion in the relationship. And most times, like I said earlier, you know, your guy really have to be invested in you in order for you to get through this stage, all right? Then we move on to the commitment stage, all right? Now, this is the stage where the relationship is really stable. It's pretty much stable, you understand? You've gone through all stages, 1, 2, 3, and the third one being the most difficult stage, which is the power struggle stage. Well, by the time you get to commitment stage, you have identified flaws, you have identified, you know, the disappointments that you guys have faced together, and you are willing to resolve them and fix them and compromise and work it out. So by the time you get to this commitment stage, you have really gone through all the layers to say, hey, now we're in a stable place, okay? This is the time that you have identified that your guy really wants to be with you and you really wants to be with him, okay? And this is where you all have come to a decision that you all are totally committed to each other because you really want to be with each other because together you guys are awesome. All right, so this commitment stage is really more of the stable stage, okay? Your relationship is in a stable place, you understand? There's stability there, okay? It's like he's not looking for no one at this point. He's not looking outside of the relationship for anyone. He's happy with who he's currently with, you understand? And he is not looking to bring any type of confusion to the relationship. All he's there to do is bring you nothing but happiness and joy, okay? That's when you have reached the commitment stage, okay? This is the time where your guy has identified you as the one, okay? I don't want anyone else. I have identified you as my one, okay, as my girl, as my partner, okay, and I don't see anybody else because I want what we have here to work, all right? So this stage is a really good stage because now you can say, hey, me and him are committed to each other and we are really in a very happy place. Then you move on to the partnership stage. This is the most exciting stage because this is the stage where your guy has committed to, I want to be your husband, okay? I don't want to just no longer be your boyfriend. I want to be your husband, okay? This is the stage where most likely your guy is going to bend on one knee and ask for your hand in marriage, all right? This is the stage where he has identified you as a wife and no longer a girlfriend, okay? You are a wife, okay? He has identified you as wife material, okay? You're someone that he has decided that he wants to spend the rest of his life with, okay? Now, I know in some of the comments you would say, oh, he gonna marry her and cheat, all right? How do you know? How do you know? Why are you so negative, okay? Just because that's your experience does not mean that is everybody's experience, okay? Just because everybody cheated on you don't mean that he's going to cheat on her, all right? And also, for those who will say and watch they divorce, let me say something about that too, okay? Whether a person divorced later on down the line or whatever happens in their relationship, at one point in that relationship, it was real love. It was somebody that he saw and identified as his wife, okay? No, none of us can assume what may happen down the line, okay? We can't assume that. We don't know what may happen. But currently, at this particular moment, he loves her, okay? And he wants to marry her, okay? Which means that we're not talking about down the road. We're talking about currently, all right? This man has identified this woman as a wife, okay? He has identified her as someone that he wants to marry, okay? When you get to the partnership stage, okay, this person is ready to be your husband, all right? Regardless of what may happen when they do eventually get married. But currently in this stage, they're in love, okay? They love each other and they want to be together, all right? So that's what relationships are made of, okay? When you get to a solid relationship where you know that your relationship is now stable, okay? And when you know that your relationship is solid, when you know that you have identified each other as two people that want to be in each other's life, you have gone through all 5 stages. I repeat, relationships are not built in 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, okay? There are stages that you must go through in order for your relationship to be special, solid, meaningful, real love, okay? You don't find that in the romance stage. You're not going to find that in the reality stage. You're not going to find that in the disappointment stage, which is known as the distress stage, okay? You will start seeing that when you get to the commitment stage, moving towards the partnership stage, okay? So you have to understand, all right? First and foremost, you have to understand that when you meet a person, all right, regardless of how perfect you think they are, in the romance stage, love is in the air. He's not perfect, all right? He has flaws, okay? It just appears to be like that when you first meet him because, again, it's like, oh my God, he's amazing. Yes, the beginning always looked like that, all right? And like I said earlier, now you're moving to the reality stage, okay? He's a man with flaws, okay? Things he do gets on your nerves now, okay? Things that was so cute in the romance stage is no longer cute, okay? It's annoying, okay? He aggravates you with that behavior. It's like, oh my God, can you please stop, okay? It's no longer cute, all right? Because now this is just a person with flaws, okay? He's a human being, all right? Then again, we move to the disappointment stage, okay? He's doing things that are unacceptable, all right? He's doing things that is triggering you, okay? You have to identify him as, is this someone that you're willing to work with and iron out these issues? Or if this is a person that is so disrespectful that you're like, oh no, this is not gonna work. I tell you what, I'm gonna end this relationship. Okay? Because sometimes a man's behavior can be so disrespectful till it's not even worth working out. Okay? Because like I said earlier and like I said before, okay? When a man is a certain age, he knows exactly what he's doing, all right? He knows exactly what he's doing, okay? So a man that's over a certain age and he's doing things that are just totally disrespectful, you don't need to waste too much energy with that, okay? Now, I'm not saying don't address it because you need to address it. But if you see that the behavior is not changing and he's constantly doing things that are very, very disrespectful, that's a person that you do not need to waste that much energy on, okay? Because that's who he is, all right? You're not going to change that. That's who he is, okay? His mouth is saying one thing to you, but his actions is saying something totally different. Never listen to his words, okay? Always pay attention to the actions. That's what you pay attention to. Words mean nothing. So if a person is telling you that they love you, okay, but yet it's still, they're always doing something that don't feel or look like love, that's not your guy, okay? That's something that you don't need to try to work out, all right? And especially if you've had a conversation with him about it before. And especially if he's a man that's over 30, 35, 40, 45, okay? He knows exactly what he's doing, all right? So I repeat, okay? The disappointment stage, the distress stage is a stage, again, that is super, super difficult. But you have to decide if this is a relationship that you are willing to move forward with and invest in and try to make things work, okay? Now, I'm going to say this. If his bad outweighs his good, save yourself the energy, okay? And save yourself the time, okay? But if his good outweighs his bad, there's a possibility, okay? So you can't be so quick to throw in the towel, especially if a man is trying, and especially if his good is outweighing his bad, all right? And then again, we're moving on to the commitment stage. Like I said, this is the time where you and your guy have come to an agreement that you all are an item, okay? You are solely committed to each other, all right? You have no desire to be with anyone else because you love each other. And then the partnership stage is the stage where you can truthfully say that you are ready for marriage, all right? That you are ready to commit to each other, the ultimate commitment, okay, which is marriage. Put it like that, all right? So, I repeat, I wanted to go through this with you all because I don't think that a lot of you don't understand there are stages to a relationship, okay? And many of you get in relationships and the first little thing is over, all right? That's not how relationships work, okay? The first little thing is over and you're in another man's arms, okay? It doesn't work like that, all right? Relationships are levels and are stages, okay? Every stage is a different stage, okay? It's a different battle. It's a different situation that has to be addressed, all right? So remember, relationships, again, are not built overnight, all right? There are layers and layers and layers to a relationship before you can really say that you have gotten to something very solid, all right? So if you're not willing to go through those stages and really establish something special, your relationship is not going to survive at all right? And anybody that you know that are in a relationship, okay, and they're married, okay, and they've been married for quite some time, they have gone through stages in their relationships, okay? Before they got to the marriage part, they have gone through stages, all right? Let me say this also. You do not marry in the romance stage. That's the beginning stages, okay? Love is in the air. Because most likely your relationship is not going to survive. And I stand 99%. I stand firmly on that. Put it like that, okay? You don't marry in the reality stage, okay? This is a person with flaws, all right? Which means that you don't marry a person when you really don't know a person, all right? You have to get to know your guy before you're marrying him, okay? And you don't marry in the distress stage, okay? In the disappointment stage, okay? You have to get through all three of those stages, okay? So that by the time you do get to commitment stage and marriage stage, you all have already ironed out all of the other stuff that has come with the first stage, second stage, and third stage, okay? So you have to be smart, all right? You don't get married in the first three stages, period, okay? And then also I want to say this, and you don't get married to a person who is not showing you loyalty in the dating stage, all right? I just want to throw that out there, all right? Because some of you all, many of you all, as a matter of fact, many of you all, one second. So good. Many of you all marry a person who has did nothing but brought you nothing but hurt and pain in the dating stage, all right? And then instead of you not marrying him, especially with all you're going through in the dating stage, you go ahead and marry him. And then when you get married, the disrespect that was in the dating stage go to a whole nother level in the marriage stage, okay? Because what you just told him, that you're okay with his disloyalty and his dishonesty and whatever else he's doing because you married him in a stage where he was mistreating you, all right? So you have already just let him know you okay with all of his abuse, whether it's verbal, whether it's mentally, whatever it is, okay? You just let him know that you're okay with it because you married him in a time where he was totally being disrespectful to you. And then you get married, knowing the relationship is not going to last, okay? Now you're in divorce court, all right? Then you want to say, I don't recommend nobody to get married. I don't recommend nobody. That was the worst time of my life. That was your situation, okay? That was on you, all right? Marriage has nothing to do with that, okay? That was your picker, all right? You picked a man who was already being unfaithful, okay? Being dishonest, okay? Mistreating you. And you decided to marry them, okay? And then you want to turn it off and blame it on marriage. Marriage has nothing to do with that. That was your own stupidity, okay? You don't marry a person who is mistreating you in the dating stage, okay? And even a man who sit up and say, okay, I want to marry you, knowing that he mistreating you, really and truly, that's a disrespectful towards you, okay? For a man to literally ask you to marry him when he knows that he's mistreating you. That's really a sign of how he looks at you, okay? So I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I hear that all the time. Oh, marriage is this, marriage is that, marriage is this. Marriage is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, okay? Marriage has nothing to do with your picker. You picked him, okay? And then you want to blame it on marriage. Absolutely not. It's your fault, not marriage fault, okay? So I want to talk about that a little bit because, again, I hear so much of that. I hear that all the time. Oh, marriage is this and marriage is that. Marriage is nothing but absolutely beautiful, okay? You just have to choose wisely, okay? And you choose a man who really, really loves you, okay? And who has loved you during the dating stage and who has loved you during the courtship stage and who have did nothing but shown you nothing but love, okay? You don't marry a person who has shown you nothing but disrespect. What do you expect? Like, for real, what do you expect? Okay? Did you really think you was going to get Prince Charming when he was cheating on you in the dating stage, being mean to you in the dating stage, disrespecting you in the dating stage? What did you expect? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. So I repeat, 5 stages, all right? So I want you all to keep that in mind. You have to go through all 5 stages before you can really say that you have something special, something solid, something meaningful, something real, and something that is true love, okay? And the first 3 stages, which are the important stages, are romance stage, reality stage, disappointment stage, okay? Those are the first 3 stages that you must get through, okay? Before you get to commitment stage and partnership stage. Because again, when you get to commitment stage and partnership stage, things are smooth sailing, okay? You guys are in a very positive space, okay? And with that being said, as always, guys, you know I enjoy these conversations. Until next time, be smart, date smart, choose wisely. And remember, I told you.